Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Lemel, getting back from a trip to Colorado Mountains. Had a nice little getaway, relaxing, and getting back here in the groove. Found a nice stock here. We've actually been in and out of this over the last couple of years with some of our trade calls. LTBR Lightbridge Corporation. This one had a really good momentum and vector on its breakouts. I'll break down the cycles here in a second, but we're looking at a pretty good setup in the handle. This one looks really ripe for a follow through on it, but give you more details on the cycles on that in a minute. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside the box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bitcoinertradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. Let's take a quick look at the market rating. Right now we're at an A-. It's based on a score of A4. You can find out more about the market rating at bitcoinertradingclub.club/market-rating. It's a little bit tenuous right now, so we have to watch it closely, but still has a bullish bias, higher highs, higher lows in the primary cycle. So we'll keep an eye on that. But getting back to LTBR, as you can see right here, we got super volatility. So this is not the low risk stock you might be hoping for. This has really got high volatility. Can make you good money on it, but you do have to be cautious with it. So breaking down the cycles, this is the first cycle coming out of the pullback of that 4.2 BMI breakout from 2024, and TD9 cycle got that out of the base, basically a 50-day cycle, and then popped a TM-2, which is a 3.5 month cycle before pulling it back again. So you get Cat 1 right here, you get Cat 2 cycle here with higher lows. So you see the cycle based price squeeze starting to come in. And then you get the TM-3 set right there. It's a 5 to 7 month cycle. And you can see the pullback off of that, held above the TM-2 cycle low. So you have price squeeze there also. And then when you get up here, you get a TM-3B, basically still within the 5 to 7 month cycle. But you have a price squeeze there also because the lows of that held above the pullback of the TM-3 set, TM-3A set right there. So once you get that third cat line set, that's a higher high right there. You start looking for the internal cycle sets. So basically, generally you get 2 to 3 cat lines on the pullback from a TM-3. So you got Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, and that was a TD9 cycle, a 50-day cycle also. You can see right here, you get the price squeeze started to come in right here because you had a close that held below the pullback of that first wave down, and then you have another price squeeze right there, pullback off the TD9 set, higher lows, price squeeze comes in there. So right now we're going to be gunning the trend line off of that TM-3 set, TM-3B, it's Cat 3. That'll be around close to a $20 mark. Now you got a 4 BMI breakout on the left hand side of the cup. Sometimes you can extrapolate that out. 4 BMI on a $20 cup would be close to $100. 4 times 20 is 80 plus 20. Again, just depends on the fundamentals whether this will have the right stuff, but it's coming out of some long-term cycle trend lines. Let me look at the big cycle here. So the cycle in the cup, basically the U pivot on it set in February 2018, and the final spike up here was in 2023. It's a 5 to 7 year cycle, TY3 cycle, and you can see once we got one more peak right there, pull back, this thing took off. So it's got major overhead supply, but it's distant, way back there, so shouldn't have much holding it back. on this advance. Let's look at that a little closer on the 1 week chart. And you can see right here, once you get that big multi-year high right there, you get some pretty extended cycles. You got a cat 1 there. You got a cat 2 right there. And you got a cat 3 right there. See what so that was about 973 days. It's close to 3.5 to 4 years on that cat 3 set in the base. So just overall looks pretty good. And again, there's this huge volatility on it, so you can't put your life savings in it. It's not that type of stock, but it can really run, and definitely worth looking at the news under the hood. When we get back, we'll break down the cycle targets on it based on the channels cycle off of lows. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you could find our club lingo at bigkahunatradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, looking at some price targets based on the cycles, we have a TM-3 cycle off of lows, a 5 to 7 month cycle, very common in the cup cycle for extension targets. So we have a TM-3 NCV. It's almost right about that, around a $20 mark or so. It's going to be hitting that line again. The initial set was in May of this year, and so we have a TM-3X that's around $32. Hit that, it's going to be almost 100%, not quite, from where it's at right now. If we hit the 2X, that's around $42. Be a solid 100% gain if it hits that. You know, we have such a strong cup. If you base the potential based on left-hand side BMI, again, could be $100 based on 4 times 20 plus $20, 4.2 BMI. If you base it on a PBC zone set, let's just say we get outside of here, pop a PBC zone, $25 pulling back inside of that. 200 out of a PBC zone, 2 times 25 is 50 plus 25, $75 or so on that. So multiple ways of getting there. Again, you always want to just gauge for weakness in the price trend to see where price may turn, especially at these cycle channel lines. And again, the targets on the TM-3X around $32, TM-3 2X on the channel around $42 or so. Again, that's LTBR Lightbridge Corporation, and stock rating on this, probably because of the volatility, we're going to probably be about 84, 85 in the stock rating because of the elevated risk. But momentum and price action very good. Just a higher risk stock on. Again, looks pretty good, but you know, trade accordingly based on the risk. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.